to die. So many dumb ways to die. Dumb ways to die. So many dumb ways to die.
Chances are, you have heard that exact song before. You remember those colorful beans lighting their hair on fire, getting eaten by a grizzly bear, or eating tubes of super glue. It's impressive to think that we still remember all of that a decade after the song came out. But do you remember the whole point of the video? It was to not get hit by trains, of course. But did that idea stick with us? Are we safer around trains a decade after the song came out? Or was the whole message of the video pointless? Today I'm deep diving into the entire story of Dumb Ways to Die and revealing if we actually stopped dying from trains. But before we talk about the results, we need to talk about where Dumb Ways to Die all started. Dumb Ways to Die was created by a team that worked for the train network in Melbourne, Australia. The team was tasked to make a PSA to get local Melburnians to be safer around trains. The problem with that is, trains are very boring. How do you make train safety a fun, trendy thing to do? Well, obviously not dying from trains should be a given for, well, anyone. But how do you remind people to do so in a non-boring way? This was their exact thought process when making Dumb Ways to Die. They wanted to make a PSA that wasn't like traditional PSAs. Instead of scarring the viewer with clips of people getting run over by trains, they wanted to make it fun and memorable, especially for kids. When thinking of what the PSA should be, the team kept coming back to the same idea. It's really hard to get hit by a train. I mean, you have to be absolutely oblivious to fall into the tracks. So that was the narrative, showing off all of the dumb ways to die and having a train plowing you be one of those ways. The team wrote the catchy jingle, made the song, and had an animator make those classic colored beans to go along with the tune. The official Dumb Ways to Die video was uploaded to their YouTube on November 15th, 2012. And what followed can only be described as internet madness. The video was viewed 2.5 million times on the first day, and within 2 weeks, the video had been viewed 30 million times. And today, the video has 238 million views. Dumb Ways to Die became the internet's most shared video in 2012 and eventually the most shared PSA of all time. And the thing is, the video was just the beginning of their internet journey. Following the video's release, they made 6 Dumb Ways to Die mobile games and a full line of merchandise, including a children's book. The song charted on iTunes in 28 countries, and over 200 cover versions of the song were made. Radio stations were even playing the song for free. The team pushed Dumb Ways to Die as hard as they could, with outdoor advertising, karaoke at train stations, and a dedicated website where visitors can make the pledge to be safe around trains. Their goal was to get 10,000 pledges, but they ended up with over 129 million. But did those pledges really mean anything? I mean, the whole point of the PSA was to get people to be safer around trains. So, did it work? According to the data, the campaign had seen a 20% reduction in dumb behavior on Australian train platforms in the 2 months directly after the launch of the video. Incidences of near misses at train stations were also down 20% against the annual average. But the thing is, it's hard to prove that those statistics were a direct result from Dumb Ways to Die. There's no statistic or thing you can measure to attribute Dumb Ways to Die to keeping people off the rails. There's a combination of things that can fluctuate these numbers, such as the number of people using trains, the weather, ongoing safety activities, etc. Even the team that made Dumb Ways to Die agrees with this. They said, "We're taking lots of steps to reduce injuries and deaths. Dumb Ways to Die was only one component of it." Even with these reductions, I wouldn't just put it down to Dumb Ways to Die. It's really a collection of a range of things we're doing. But still, I think it's no coincidence. Take a look at the serious injuries in Australia. There were 31 in 2012, the year Dumb Ways to Die came out. But in 2013, a year after Dumb Ways to Die came out, there were only 3. And in the year following, there were only 5. The same trend shows in the US. 2012 saw 974 rail-related injuries, and 2021 only had 653. However, it doesn't make sense when you look at the deaths. Between 2012 and 2019, they increased. But despite the mixed statistics, I think it's very safe to say that Dumb Ways to Die had met its goals. The strong correlation between the level of attention it gained and the minimal changes in safety procedures proves that Dumb Ways to Die has had a considerable impact on train safety. And the fact that we can all remember the jingle a decade after the song came out is nothing short of powerful and impressive.